Elite special units are highly mobile, specially trained, technically equipped units designed to perform special tasks to protect the interests of the country in times of peace and war, and so these are the 5 most elite special units in the world. Let's go! Sayeret Matkal or Tzahal Special Forces, Israel. The special unit was formed in 1957 by an officer named Avram Armenian at the creation of the Israeli Unit 269, oriented on the methods of preparation and execution of operations of the British SAS Special Forces. About them a little later. The number and location of Sayeret Matkal is strictly classified as absent in the open press, and accurate information about the structure of the unit to the list of functions of the unit include counterterrorism, reconnaissance, and rescue of hostages. Israeli spokesmen are true masters of their craft. In order to get into the ranks of such an elite unit of the country, conscripted soldiers undergo a long course of training, which is 18 to 19 months. One of the most notorious operations of Unit 269 was the release of the passengers of the Air France plane seized by terrorists from the organization in Fog in Uganda. As a result, 102 hostages out of 106 were rescued. Casualties: Lieutenant Colonel Yonatan Netanyahu Sees, Unit Commander. SAS Special Air Service, United Kingdom. SAS is one of the oldest and most highly professional special forces units in the world. The unit was formed on August 24, 1941 by Lieutenant David Stirling of the Scots Guards, who was able to convince the British command to throw special forces behind enemy lines with the help of parachutes, whence the name SAS. The basis consists of 3 separate regiments, 21, 22, and 23, which in wartime are transferred to the operational subordination of the command of the British Armed Forces. In number, each regiment corresponds to a battalion. Specifically, the 22nd Regiment in comments works in the interests of not unknown Secret Service MI8. In fact, SAS specializes in military operations of increased complexity, but in the composition of the 22nd Regiment Settled Special Company Squadron E, it is sharpened on anti-terrorist operations. The most famous SAS operation is the release of hostages in the Iranian embassy in London in 1980. The whole operation took no more than 17 minutes. As a result, 1 hostage was killed, 1 wounded, the rest were successfully rescued. All terrorists except 1 were destroyed. I would like to add that SAS fighters like to dabble in gas, so gas mask is an integral part of their equipment. GSG-9, Germany. This unit was formed in September 1973, exactly 1 year after the Munich massacre, where Olympic athletes were tragically killed by terrorists. It was this event that prompted the German authorities to create GSG-9. The very name GSG-9 means Ground Shoes of Group 9 to Border Protection Group, and the number 9 was chosen simply because the then Border Protection Group in Germany already had 8 regular border groups. As far as training is concerned, the 22-week training course includes 13 weeks of basic training and 9 weeks of advanced training. In addition to medical tests, there are also minimum physical requirements such as running at 5,000 meters in 23 minutes and jumping at a distance of at least 4 meters 75 centimeters. Statistically, only 1 out of 5 candidates successfully passes the training course, which is generally not surprising. One of the most famous operations GSG-9 is the release of hostages of planes in smaller Operation Magic Fire. The operation took 7 minutes. As a result, all hostages were rescued, terrorists were eliminated, and German special forces were left without losses. ST-6 or Cell Team 6, USA. ST-6 was created after the failure in April 1980 in Tehran. Operation Eagle Claw, which was aimed at freeing the hostages of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. The main scope of the team is to conduct special operations to free hostages and capture criminals suspected of committing crimes against humanity, war crimes, as well as members of terrorist organizations. Detachment ST-6 is used only in the most difficult tasks where the usual special forces are simply powerless. The fighters are characterized by good training and necessary brutality. One of the most famous operations of ST-6 is the destruction of Al-Qaeda leader Usama bin Laden in 2011. Much of the information regarding ST-6 is classified, and details of its activities are usually not commented on at the official level. Alpha, Russia, of the Alpha Special Forces. It was originally created in the 7th Department of the USSR KGB on the initiative of Yuri Andropov after the tragedy at the Munich Olympics. Special Unit is designed to carry out counter-terrorist special operations with the use of special tactics and means. Alpha fighters undergo a brutal selection process to get into the ranks of the elite unit. The group enrolls only officers with higher education and the highest physical fitness. Pull up on the crossbar 25 times, push up from the floor 90 times, press 100 times, run 100 meters 12 holes 7/10 of a second, bench press 10 times their own weight. Cross 3,000 meters 11 minutes. Demonstration of hand-to-hand combat will stand 3 minutes against a trained officer or instructor. Jumping up with a change of legs 90 times. Among other things, fighters undergo special psychological training, which is comparable perhaps with the preparation of special Israeli Sayeret Matkal. Among the most notorious operations of the group is the capture of Amin's palace in Kabul in 1979. Released more than 750 hostages in the theater center on Dubrovka in 2002, 41 terrorists killed. The liberation of the school in Beslan in 2004, 27 terrorists killed and 1 taken alive. And that's all for today, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and put a like.